All right, today I wanted to show my favorite type of animation, which is the custom animation. Camtasia comes with all sorts of wonderful animation types, things like zoom and pan, things like going from full opacity to no opacity, restoring. However, I find that my animations, or whenever I need movement for something, I need to be really granular and specific. So let's see what kind of assets we're working with here. We've got a silhouette of a ballerina doing a couple of really good spins, nothing animation-wise happening here, just plain video. And then we're going to move into a graphic, which has absolutely no motion whatsoever. And so let's add a little bit of motion to both. I find that whenever I have a video like this, that's just a still camera, sometimes we need a little bit of drama or motion. And the way we do that is with a custom animation. Now, a custom animation essentially is this. When you drag a custom animation to a clip, it essentially creates two keyframes, a starting point and an ending point. And whenever you change one of them, the other one will adjust itself to meet those changes. And I'll show you what I mean. But before I do that, I would be remiss if I didn't show you the keyboard shortcut for custom animation, which is click on your clip, yellow outline for selected, Shift A will create that same custom animation. I use this all the time. So what I like to do sometimes for a clip like this that has no motion is I'll keep the start point the same and I'll drag out this animation for a long time. And then the ending point, we'll just do a slight zoom. Now to do the slight zoom, I'll click on the staging area where the clip is and I'll hold down Control-Shift and I can scroll my mouse wheel around. So just up slightly to zoom in a little bit. Now the idea here is that the beginning keyframe is normal, the normal resolution, and the ending keyframe is slightly zoomed in. So I'm going to move this animation, these keyframes a little bit closer together to show you the dramatic effect this could have. But over a longer time, that's where my quote-unquote drama comes in. Zoom, real fast. Now, if we stretch this out a bit, we get a really nice sort of dramatic zoom in. And, I noticed too that her feet are kind of cut off, so I'm going to bring that up on the last keyframe. And you'll see too that, when you select your animation, the arrow is yellow and not green, and your keyframes are red once they're selected. So be mindful of that. The beginning one is not, though. The beginning one, you just have to click it, it'll stay white, but the ending keyframe will be red once selected. So maybe I want a more dramatic finish, like just have her fully take up this frame. Feet are in frame, arm is in frame. Let's see what that looks like. Slow zoom, a little bit more movement here to the camera, focuses on the talent, and a little more interesting in my opinion than the original footage. Now, at some point, her head does kind of get chopped off here, so I might want to adjust this ever so slightly, maybe back off a little bit, see how that goes. Much better, never actually leaves the frame. Very good. Now let's do the same thing with images. Now the cool thing about images is you can extend them or shorten them as long as you want. So let's extend this out a little bit to give us a little breathing room. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of emphasize some certain points. So I'm going to do Shift A to create my new animation. Let's see what we want to zoom in on first. Let's go I love reading. So zoom, zoom, zoom. Align things up. You know what, let's get real drastic. I love reading, my first book. Let's see what that looks like. Really a little too fast in my opinion. Let's go ahead and stretch this out a little bit. I kind of like that. Now, I don't necessarily like breaks in my animation. I usually like smooth, sweeping animations. In this case, I do want to leave a little hang time for this message here. So a little hang time, adjust this up with the playhead, and then let's figure out where I want to go. I kind of want this to be about the same speed as the other one. And I think I just want to slide our girl in frame. Okay, we're good here. Maybe zoom in a little bit. We can crop her just a smidge. Let's see what that looks like. A little hang time, and then a nice little sweep. Yeah, and I don't know if I like that hang time too much, so I'll just tighten this up a little bit. And then we'll do one last animation to bring us back to normal. Oh, and also another really great tip, my ending keyframe, I'll just right click here on the stage and I'll scale to fit, and it brings me back to where, to blowing up this asset to its edges here. So let's see what this looks like altogether. Zoom in, sweep over, and back to normal. And this just kind of gives you a way to add some movement to some otherwise, I don't want to say static, but in this case, yeah, it is. This is static, but the ballerina was a dynamic video without any real camera movement. So it's a way to sort of artificially add that in without having to reshoot your video, and just kind of zhuzhes up your project a bit. So that's my Camtasia tip on custom animations. Thanks for watching.